In an emergency medical situation, a single, unassuming piece of cloth can stabilize a severe injury in mere seconds. This is the Cottoncraft Private Limited Triangular Calico Bandage. Made from high-quality woven cotton, it provides strict physical immobilization when you need it most. By the end of this tutorial, you will know exactly how to deploy it in two distinct configurations: a weight-bearing arm sling and a rigid splint binding. To follow along, grab your bandage, find a practice partner, and collect a rigid object like a rolled magazine, plus a standard safety pin. With the right technique, these specific folds turn a simple square of fabric into a highly adaptable trauma toolkit. Start by clearing a flat surface and unfolding the bandage completely. You'll see its full dimensions, 36 by 36 by 51 inches. This diagram shows the geometry of the cloth. The longest bottom edge is your baseline, and the opposite apex is your top corner. We will use these specific points to anchor every fold. Notice how the fabric feels. This calico woven cotton is strictly non-elastic. It is manufactured this way so it holds firm, without stretching or sagging under the weight of an injured limb over a long period. Relying on these exact geometric points and the material's fixed limits is what separates a structural medical support from a loose, ineffective wrap. Let's build the arm sling. Slide the bandage carefully under the injured arm. Position it so the top apex point extends well past the elbow. Take the top and bottom corners and carefully drape them over the uninjured shoulder, bringing both ends up around the neck to enclose the limb. This schematic outlines the primary failure point. Tying the knot over the cervical spine creates severe downward pressure, compressing nerves. Instead, guide the ends to the side. Secure the knot in the collarbone hollow, keeping tension away from the spinal column. Pull both ends perfectly taut before you tie your square knot. This engages the rigid, non-elastic property of the cotton we identified earlier, locking the arm in place. Now check the back of the arm. Leaving the elbow corner loose is the second major failure point, because it allows the injured arm to slip straight backward out of the sling. To fix this, grab that loose fabric at the elbow, twist it tightly, and tuck it into the front pocket. If you have your safety pin handy, use it to pin the fold shut. Check your work. The sling should now independently hold the injured arm at a strict 90-degree horizontal angle, transferring the entire weight of the limb safely to the shoulder. Let's reset. Take the bandage off your partner and lay it entirely flat on the table once again. This diagram demonstrates the broad fold. Bring the top point directly down to meet the center of the bottom baseline, forming a dense trapezoid. Next, fold that broad shape in half horizontally once more, compressing it into a straight, thick rectangular band. These precise folds intentionally concentrate the tensile strength of the woven cotton. You have converted a broad, protective sheet into a high-tension strap capable of applying localized pressure. We will use this narrow strap for our next emergency scenario, placing a rigid object against a lower arm to stabilize a potential fracture. Hold the rigid object flush against the limb. Wrap the narrow fold bandage firmly around the splint and patient's arm, pulling the material extremely taut. When you are ready to tie it off, follow this critical rule. The securing knot must rest directly on top of the hard splint itself. Cautionary tone: never tie the knot over bare skin or directly over the injury site. That concentrated pressure can cut off local blood circulation and cause secondary tissue damage. Finish with a confirmation check. Lightly tug the splint to ensure the calico material holds the wood and the arm completely immobile as a single unit. By applying the narrow fold, you leverage the bandage's absolute lack of stretch to create a rigid, cast-like hold, keeping the bones stationary during transport. You have successfully executed two very different configurations: the suspended support of the arm sling and the localized binding of the rigid splint. Because this Cottoncraft bandage is made from durable, skin-friendly natural cotton fibers, it is designed to be completely reusable for non-sterile support applications. To maintain the integrity of the material, simply machine wash the bandage after use, dry it fully, and pack it in a cool, dry place. Practicing these configurations builds the muscle memory you need to act quickly in a crisis. Keep this multifunctional bandage ready in your kit and explore more medical gear from Cottoncraft to stay prepared.